Jello Beats, holla at me.
L'Oreal. Shake down. Bang bang, ain't nothing but a G thing. We getting money, you frontin' into that heat bang. I can make it hot in this motherfucker. Make it hot. I can make it pop in this motherfucker. Yeah. $1 billion pussy, Porsche FF. Dude chop a block, yeah, he a top chef. I'ma need you to backtrack 5 steps. Niggas telling on themselves, just look at G-Dep. My shoes interrogating, confused.
Yeah, it's your boy General, and you're tuned in to my girl on the Mac Show, the hottest show on BTR. What do you say? What do you say? Let's begin the new regime to take over 2011. Good start. There we go.
Now, L'Oreal, just to let everyone listening tonight know, who is L'Oreal? Just give us a brief description of who L'Oreal is.
Well, I'm an artist. I'm signed to Shakedown. That's Red Cafe's label. So basically, I'm just, getting on a bunch of records right now, putting a couple things out. I just put my single out. And I've been on Fabulous album. I've been on all Red Cafe's mixtapes for the past 3 years. And I put my own mixtape out, Welcome to the Movie. And now I'm just working on my next one, Leading Lady.
So when did you fall in love with hip-hop?
Well, I've pretty much been listening to music all my life. And my mother, she was in a band, and my uncle, they had like a little band. So it was always some type of music, whether it was the Al Green and the Patti LaBelle, But then when the Biggies and all that, I had older sisters. So they was always, bringing some kind of tape in the house. So once they got to playing the same thing over, they would be playing that Biggie Tiller tape pop. So, I would just literally learn the word for word, every song, because I just wanted to know. I liked it. I loved it. I was in love with it, So from then on, I turned it into, let me make my own words, instead of just writing down. I literally would listen to the tape, rewind it, write down the line, and go back, write it down again, try to figure out what he was saying. You know what I mean? So since then, it was it for me.
That's what's up. And I can definitely tell that, the Biggies and the Pops were definitely an influence on your music because you spit hardcore. I was listening to that freestyle on a Circle Free Sunday that you did. I was like, dang, she is dope.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of sleep on stuff like that because they're not really listening. And they're just waiting to hear the melodic things. And I could do that too, but, I kind of I want people to really listen to what I'm saying because, I really sit down and work hard on those verses to make sure, it's perfect or pretty much.
Now, when did you come to the understanding that you wanted to dedicate yourself to music, especially since you've been influenced by music since you were a child and surrounded by music and had all these different influences?
Well, I kind of lucked out because when I graduated from high school, I had a cousin that was working at the label, so I started interning for him. I wasn't supposed to be up there, but I was interning at Sony. And it went from me just running around and helping people here and there to me getting a position in the street team department. So I just always knew from then that I wanted to do something in music, whether it was work at the label or be an artist. Even though I was recording music and stuff like that, I was interested in working behind the scenes and marketing and A&R and stuff like that. So when people took a liking to my music, I would rap for people in the office. I didn't really have much studio time, but I would give them a verse here and there. And then they just was like, nah, you need to stick to the rapping. Why are you in the office working? So they would help me. It would be artists that that was signed to the label or the executives that worked there. They would try to, they would put me on stage somewhere and, just little things here and there. And it was I was going to do that forever. I couldn't work a regular job. No offense to anybody else that does that. But if you have certain talent, and other people see it, it's just something you should pursue, especially if you have people that back you.
What move did you make that helped you break into the industry?
Well, I feel like the first thing that really got me on was when Red put me on the Hottest in the Hood remix. That's when people took a little interest in me because they're trying to figure out, you know, what am I doing on this record with Lloyd Banks, Busta Rhymes, Joel Santana, and Red Cafe. You get what I'm saying? Came out of nowhere. I'm in the middle. So they didn't know that I've been working and I've known these DJs. You know, they just see me as just, here she is, like, here's this girl. And then from there, they wanted to know why, you know, why was I on there, what was next. And then the Tonight record, which was, like I said, on Fab's album, that little part put me on, too, to the point where people was like, all right, I want to hear more, you know? So I just gave them a little more with the mixtape.
That's what's up. Now, I know that a lot of artists always, well, a lot of MCs, female MCs, say that they've always been taken under the wing by, you know, fellow artists. So was it one in particular that helped you develop your artistic ways?
Yeah, Red definitely. He helped. Like, I was even listening to some things when I first got back to New York and started working with them. And he conditioned me as an artist so much. Like, he really taught me how to write songs. And, like, he would go in and be like, okay, no, you got to add this to it or do this, do a little bit more of this. And, you know, from then, it just, you know, he had me in the studio. And it's a lot of different things, even with your attitude and how you could be acting on the outside. You think nobody's paying attention to you. But in all actuality, people are. So, you know, he taught me a lot. And it is good to have somebody there that's been through things to guide you. Makes it a little easier.
I haven't heard you in any rap out. Do you feel as if you didn't need to break into the industry that way since, you know, Red Cafe pretty much put you under his wing? Because most of the time I find that a lot of female MCs, they break into the industry through rap battles.
Battles, that's not really my thing. I don't know. I just didn't take into that. You know, that's a lane. I don't know. That's just not my thing. So I guess you could say that. I respect it. You know, I watched it, the Murph Mooks and the J Mills, you know, the Lady Lux and the Remy battle. Like, those is hard, but that's just not something I do. I guess I'll just go on with the freestyles. If anything, I'll try to battle on the records with the artists, you know, not necessarily going back and forth.
So do you think it's easier for males to come through, you know, and break in the industry now?
Yeah, it's a little easy. It's always when it's somebody that brings awareness that there's a change going on, and, you know, they just want to see a little more. You know? They see Nicki Minaj, and then from there they're like, okay, well, she's a pretty female that can rap now. Got to be another girl there that could do that, or, you know, it goes from there. But before it was kind of, everybody looked at it as a joke. And still, like, when people meet me, they see me, they already look at me and they're like, oh, you're an artist? What do you do, sing? You know, automatically, like, they don't think that it could be a girl that's not, like, you know, butch or whatever the case, that's rapping, but there really is. And if not, they think, like, maybe somebody's writing for them or something like that. But, you know, that's not the case with me. So I know there got to be other girls out there that's just as talented, you know?
Now, what would be the ideal highlight moment in your career for you?
I think when I first heard my record on Hot 97, like, no offense to no other radio station, you know what I mean? I'm from New York. So I've been listening to the New York radio, you know, my whole life. So when I first got my own record, and that would have been the Celebrities, because that was the first thing that was played. That was just me on the record, and, you know, bombs were dropped, and they brung it back. And when I heard that, I was just like, all right, you know, I got to go. Like, at first I had little freestyles here and there, and then the Hottest in the Hood. Like, it was a couple things that was getting played, but it was just that, my song, like my own song. Like, it was a whole different, it was a change. And, oh, you know what, another thing, too, performing on stage with Fab and Red. Like, we did Atlantic City one time. Fab had a show out there, and I performed. That was another thing. But it's just like everything, this is what I want to do. You know, I mean, this is what I've been trying to do for the past how many years. You know, so I just like anything that moves me up and brings me up as an artist.
But what can we expect from Shakedown Records and L'Oreal this year?
Well, we definitely have my mixtape coming at the end of next month. Then you have Above the Clouds. That's Red Cafe's mixtape. And that Make It Pop is on there as a bonus joint. But then I got a track with him called I Got This. So we're going to do a video for that soon, too. So then we got Nucci and Ross Fortune. And, you know, we doing big things at Shakedown. So, you know, look forward to seeing a lot more videos, hearing a lot more collabs, especially from me and other artists. Like, I'm out of town right now. I'm in Cali. So I've been in Miami, and I'm just working with a bunch of different people. So, you know, expect a lot.
Huh? I got a bad habit. Every night I gotta touch another bad chick. But I ain't selfish, I pass it. I'm the top gun, I'm Maverick. Sip champagne out the World Cup. Clear the front of the club, I'm finna swerve up. I'm finna ball out, I brought my dogs out.